Hello artists, Mrs. Castle here, and we are going to do another mixing video. And this assignment is about complementary colors. Okay. Complementary colors. Don't forget your period. That helps a lot. Okay. This is a color wheel, and it helps us figure out, helps us remember what colors are what and parts of what group and all kinds of other things. This side of this one can help you figure out color harmonies, but we are only concerned about one type of color harmony, and that's complementary right there. Complementary colors are always directly across from each other on the color wheel, like this arrow shows. And this is a type of color harmony, which we're going to use this in this exercise. So red and green are complements. Orange and blue are complements. And lastly, the colors that we're going to deal with, yellow and violet, are complementary colors. So those are the three sets that you have to choose from. And we're only going to do two, and we're going to need all 5 boxes for both parts that we're going to do. So I'm going to pick 2 sets of complementary colors. And I like them all, but my favorite is yellow, and I'm going to write yellow down at this end. I know it's hard to read with and I'm going to put violet at this end. Okay. We're going to start with that one, with that color combination. So I'm going to get a little bit of yellow and a little bit of violet or purple on my paint palette. And then I'll have my mixing palette over here so you can see what I'm mixing. Get things arranged nicely. And I've got my water dish, brush, palette knife, and I won't need my pencil anymore. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to start with my yellow. I'm just going to paint this square. Try to be neater than me. Now, yellow is the weakest of all colors, and it's also a lot of times the most transparent. So, but because of its intensity, we don't always know that, or we don't always notice. All right, so always wipe the excess water off of your brush. That will help you avoid getting a lot of extra water in your acrylic, and that will also help your color stay, or color be, more opaque rather than transparent like watercolor. We don't want it to look like watercolor. Paint that and try to cover up as much of the white paper shining through as I can. Oops. And I can always go back and repaint it. And I should, okay, rinse my brush. So I've got my 2 basic, my 2 complements on there. Now, this is where it gets to be. In this middle box for both of the colors, I want 50% of one color and 50% of the other color. Mix them equally. In this one, I'm going to do 75% yellow and 25% purple. In this one, I'm going to do 75% purple and 25% yellow. And it's going to be different down here, but we won't worry about that. Well, the colors are going to be different. The percents, the amounts of color is going to be the same. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to get, I don't need a lot because it doesn't take very much to fill up or, to paint that box. So I've got my yellow on there. Clean your palette knife. And I'm going to get a little, about a quarter of that. And then I'm going to put that on there and I'm going to mix it up. With complements, you're going to get some ugly colors. But some of them, one of the cool things about complements, if you mix them kind of equally, it gets a really yucky, muddy color. But if you just mix a little bit of one of the complements in, it's really beautiful. And that's my favorite thing about complementary colors. So this is yellow, but not overpowered with the purple. We add a little bit of the purple, we get this nice gold color. Okay, and that was still way too much. We didn't need all that much. So let's try to do better with this one. I'm going to mix them equally. So I'm going to scoop with the bottom. It does not take very much paint to fill up the box. I'm going to pick up about the same amount. That looks about the same. Now I'm going to mix them up. Okay, and I mix until I don't see any streaks of either color. Even that's going to be too much, but it's okay. I'm going to paint this box with that color. So they're mixed 50-50. Now my last box, I am going to, I want more purple and less yellow this time. So I'm going to try to get a more reasonable amount. And I want about a quarter of that in the yellow. It's not very much. So I was just scooping up too much paint for that amount of, for the amount of space that we've got. Wipe off my and this is probably about the exact amount of paint that we need. It was just teeny tiny amounts. Okay. And that's that. Just kind of practicing and mixing and seeing what colors you get from mixing complementary colors together. Okay, and those aren't unpleasant colors. Okay, so I'm going to clean off my mixing palette and I'm going to get out, I'm going to put these away and I'm going to get out 2 other complements and I'll be right back. And then I'll be quiet and you can just watch the process and go from there. Okay, I'm back and we're ready to do the next step. Okay, I'm going to do orange over here. And I'm going to do blue over here. So first I'm going to paint my 100% color boxes. If you get a chunk, just get it off of there. Sometimes that happens. There's my orange. Rinse my brush. And here's my blue. So 25% orange, or 75% blue, 75% orange, 25% blue. And we're gonna get a small amount. So I'm just gonna get a tiny touch of blue. Okay, a nice brown color. Okay, now 50-50. That is kind of a straight up, almost, straight up gray. And then 75% blue, 25% orange. Tiny amounts. Okay, and that's it. Your colors will probably be different, a little bit different than mine, but you have to use complementary pairs, yellow and violet, orange and blue, and red and green. Those are your choices. So make sure you're choosing correct or good complementary pairs, and then go ahead and paint. When you're done with that, then put it on the drying rack and, take your picture. Then you can put it on the drying rack, and then you can move on to your next thing. Oh, don't forget to clean up after yourself. Remember, not a drippy towel. Wipe off your mixing palette. And if you've got leftover colors, see, I didn't use very much of those at all. So we really don't need a whole lot of color, a whole lot of paint for the practice things, or for these practice things. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.